From the magnificent Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, we welcome you to the inaugural Cherry Bowl. Today, the Spartans of Michigan State meet the Cadets of Army, making their first ever bowl appearance. The Cherry Bowl is being brought to you by Buick. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? By General Motors Parts, home of Mr. Goodwrench. And by the General Motors Corporation. Extra time, extra effort, and attention to every detail. GM is committed to excellence.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first annual Cherry Bowl here in Pontiac, Michigan. I'm Ray Lane, along with Jim Brandstetter. This afternoon, the Cadets of Army, 7-3 against the Spartans of Michigan State University, 6-5. I guess you could throw in one tie there for Cadets, but certainly, when you take a look at their offense, the wishbone could give the Spartans a lot of trouble.
And the Army wishbone is different than a lot of wishbones that you might see as a college football fan. It is about as pure an offense as you'll find because they don't have the great back, so they're even-handed. They go left, they go right equally as well, and the quarterback is the key. He reads the defense and decides who is the most open to get the ball to, and I'll tell you, Army does it about as well as anybody.
You know, when we talk about Michigan State's offense, they were in and out during the regular season.
Inconsistent on offense, but they have the ability to make the big play, right? In 11 games this year, their opponents got more first downs than they did in 9 of those games, but Michigan State at 6-5 obviously had to do something right. It was the big play. They can hit from anywhere on offense.
Could the difference in this game be State's defense?
I think so. Michigan State's defense has to contain the wishbone because if the wishbone can control the clock and the tempo of the game, the Michigan State offense isn't going to have an opportunity to get on the field and make that big play.
And we'll have more on this afternoon's Cherry Bowl right after this brief timeout.
Now in the Mizzlou Sports Bureau, welcome to the matchup for the big one today, the Cherry Bowl, the first major bowl football game in the Midwest in history. And this one's going to be indoors in the Pontiac Silverdome. The Cherry Bowl, Army versus Michigan State. And in the Pontiac Silverdome, there have been many professional football and basketball games played, a Super Bowl, a pro basketball all-star game, but now a bowl football game sanctioned by the NCAA with big payoffs going to both teams. Let's take a look at the matchup. And first, the Army Cadets. This is Army's first bowl game ever. Army's record this year, 7 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie. What a job by Coach Jim Young. In junior fullback Doug Black, Army has only its 4,000-yard rusher in a single season in its long and glorious history. Quarterback Nate Sassaman, a defensive safety a year ago, was moved back to the offense during the spring. And that, too, proved to be a great move because Sassaman enters the Cherry Bowl averaging more than 90 yards per game rushing. And he's ranked as the top major college quarterback in rushing. The offensive line, anchored by All-East guard Don Smith, the biggest offensive line in Army history. Kicker Greg Stopa has set several Army field goal records and for the 3rd consecutive year leads the Cadets in scoring. The defense, spearheaded by senior linebackers Jim Gentile and John Roney. Down linemen Jim Jennings and Mike Sears. And backs Kermit McKelvey and Doug Pavick. Army takes on home state rival Michigan State. The Michigan State Spartans, with their first winning season since 1978 and their first bowl game since 1966. They're coached by George Perlis, a Michigan State alum. This year they won 6 and lost 5. Perlis produced a winner in just his 2nd season and used a solid defense led by all Big Ten performers Jim Morrissey and Phil Parker. Morrissey, the senior captain and inside linebacker, led the Spartans in tackles and his 2nd best career tackler in school history. Parker, working out of free safety with defensive end Kelly Quinn, helped make the Spartans' stunning 4-3 defense one of the very best in the Midwest. Add to it the punting and place-kicking of senior Ralph Mozienko, and the Spartans had another big weapon. Sophomore quarterback Dave Urema skillfully directed the offense that produced a number of big plays that also featured the running of Carl Butler and Lorenzo White and the receiving of Fleet sophomore Mark Ingram. So there you have it, the Cherry Bowl coming up today on the Mizzlou Television Network coast to coast, indoors in the Pontiac Silverdome, Army versus Michigan State.
Back at the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, just 20 miles north of Detroit, Michigan. Army and Michigan State getting together for the second time only in the history of their football rivalries. Army and State met back in 1931, and that one, Army winning by a score of 20-7. Today, modern times, a crowd of between 76,000 and 80,000 expected to be on hand at this beautiful football complex. Today's officials all coming from the Mid-America Conference. Your referee, Don Bauer, David Hicks, the umpire, and rounding out the crew, Paul Widener, Bruce Marr, Andrew Pfaff, and Roger Paramore. Again, all from the Mid-America Conference. The Army team has been introduced right now. It's the defensive unit of Michigan State being introduced and led by their fine linebacker you saw moments ago, number 40, Jim Morrissey. Jim, as we mentioned earlier, the Spartan defense has been the key to their somewhat success in 1984.
It really has, and that is the concern of this man, head coach for the Army, Jim Young. He knows that Michigan State has built their record on a strong defense, and the thing that concerns Young most of all is the fact that Michigan State's defense is so quick, and that is one great way to stop this Army offense.
The offense, we'll talk about the interior line, starting with a split end. That's Scott Spellman. We'll probably start on that left side. Krasanovic the tackle, Vince McDermott at that left guard, and Rice at center. On the right side, that Army will produce offensive-wise, Don Smith, who is an all-Eastern player, Dave Wolford, and Rob Dickerson. That line averages 253 pounds, the heaviest Army team of ever. Talk about running, you've got it, with the quarterback Sassaman and Doug Black, the fullback, in between blockers and runners in Hollingsworth, and Hollingsworth supported by Clarence Jones. Control attack, this is what they come up with. Their quickest lineman is their left end, Kelly Quinn. Joe Curran getting a start on that left side of tackle, Dave Wolf on the right side, Tom Allen, another very active defensive end. An active linebacking core in Anthony Bell, Jim Morrissey, and Tim Moore. Tim Moore getting the call, number 42 on the right side of the linebacking core. In the backfield, defensive-wise, Lonnie Young, Terry Lewis, Paul Bobbitt, and Phil Parker. And sometimes they have been picked on with a pass, but we don't look for too much passing from Army.
Not
side for Army. Black got 3 yards on that first carry again. Sassman faking the handoff to Black, cutting outside and picking up about 4 yards, brought down by Phil Parker as he climbed up to around the 29-yard line. Ball marked at the 27-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 3 now for the Cadets. Using their tight end in motion, plotting them on the left side. That's Rob Dickerson, number 80. Sassman now had an idea. He wanted to pitch out. He had Jones as a trailer. Instead, Phil Parker coming up from the free safety position, hauling him down. And just about a yard gain there. The Cadets are faced with a 4th and 2. Pressure now for a fellow by the name of Scott Krawcheck, who gets off his first ever collegiate punt. Bobby Norris takes it at the 36-yard line of Michigan State, climbs back up to the 39-yard line, and the Spartans will take over at the line of scrimmage after that 36-yard punt and 8-yard punt return for Michigan State. Double tight end in there, and Vino Belk is used in motion. Urema on the rollout, and Urema has no place to go as he's hauled in a hurry on some good coverage by Jim Jennings, the big tackle on the right side.
Jim play as Rogers missed the block, and Jennings made the hit for the sack.
Interior line of Rogers, Stump, Napolitan, Wojciechowski, and Bodolak will be in there. That averages out to just around 253 pounds, the same as Army's offensive line. The wide receiver, Wazinski, getting a call today. He's a freshman. Butch Roll at the tight end position, a junior out of Florida. And the backfield, Urema starting at quarterback, White a freshman at that tailback position. Gates at fullback, and Ingram, number 11. He's a speedster and a big play type of individual at that flanker position.
They might be looking for Ingram here at 3rd and 22.
3rd down, long yardage. Urema getting some good blocking, plenty of time. Out of the pocket, still can't find anybody open. Now trying to go down to the sideline. Might have been out of bounds, and that might have been Ingram coming back in there after he'd run his pattern and coming back. It was Ingram. 1st and 10 for Army at the 36-yard line. Sasson on the keeper, got outside, has a 1st down.
close to the 48-yard line.
To the right side. Now watch the running back on the right, number 40, Clarence Jones. He will hit to the outside. Now he will run upfield and he will take Phil Parker. That is the block that springs Sassaman outside and gets him first down yardage.
Army with 40 yards rushing right now, and Sassaman passes intercepted. Phil Parker of Michigan State inside Army territory down to the 43-yard line. We got a couple of flags down on the field. Just about the time that Sassaman released that ball.
But take a look at it. Sassaman throws right to Parker. You wonder why Army throws the football in this situation. They've just come out with a triple option play, gotten a first down with Sassaman. Army's not known for their passing attack. Throws it right at Phil Parker. That's the 4th interception of the season for Sassaman. He's not the most accomplished passer. In this instance, Parker was right there waiting for the interception. Michigan State gets the big break. The penalty was against Army. The Spartans decline, and Michigan State now inside Army territory that nothing happened.
State of that passing department, 0 for 3 now. That ball at the 43-yard line of Army, 2nd and 10. Urema faking to the right, looked like a broken play. And now gets a block and gives him a hook slide close to the 35-yard line. Urema reacted as if he was going to have a back come him from his right side. Carrying ability, a minus 55 yards on the regular season. 2nd and 2 for the Spartans. And their tailback going straight ahead did not look as if he got it.
3rd down play, Ray, and it doesn't look like the Spartans got it, so
Jenko will have the ball marked for him at the 41-yard line. A 51-yard effort, has the distance, off to the left. He's wide with it, well within Moyenko's range, but missing to the left that time. 4 times for a total of 8 yards over the season. Carried a total of 264 yards for over 1,000 yards gained. Sassaman on the pitch. Hollingsworth cut down, and Parker in there, moving up from that safety position to make the tackle. Teams have been unsuccessful on 3rd down conversions. This is a 3rd and 7. Reverse coming around and carrying the ball is Scott Spellman, and the Spartans had no part of that. Again.
Good scouting by Michigan State and a good job by Bell outside. He stays at home. He never takes the fake and starts in pursuit. Bell gets Spellman, loses 6 yards. Big play.
Along with Jim Brandstetter, I'm Ray Lane, and glad you could join us for the 1st annual Cherry Bowl from Pontiac, Michigan. Michigan State going on the attack now. 3:23 to go in the opening quarter. No score in the ball game. Pitch going back to the tailback, and that is Lorenzo White, the freshman, crossing the 40 and scampering up close to the 42-yard line, 43. Dropped down there by Eric Griffin and Oslis, the nose guard. Morris in there at fullback for Michigan State. White, the tailback. Pitch to White. Trying to find a block to get outside. Has the first down. Good block and forced out of bounds by Jim Gentile, but there was a good block of holding back that cornerback that was moving up that time. For Michigan State, ball in Army territory at the 47-yard line. Here's White, breaks a tackle, 35, inside the 30 of the Cadets. Finally wrestled down close to the 32-yard line. A good effort by the youngster White, finally brought down in there by Bob Silver, strong side safety.
And it's almost like the Michigan State Spartans have decided, hey, the heck with this fancy stuff. Let's get it done, and we'll block them at the point of attack and let our running backs go after him. Lorenzo White right there just has a huge hole to get through. Great blocking at the point of attack. Once again, it's that upright.
White carrying that ball down to the 27-yard line, and White gets a call. This time breaks a tackle behind the line of scrimmage and battles for a gain. Somehow got out of the grasp over there of Oslis at the 30-yard line, and 3rd and a long 3 to go. That wingback formation. Pitch out goes to Lorenzo White. Gets the first down, headed for pay dirt inside the 10-yard line. Tripped up that time by the safety man who comes up and makes a stop on him, Bill Sanders. Actually, he's the cornerback.
It's pretty obvious.
It's 1st and 10, right at the 10-yard line. White again, fighting down, fumble, and Ingram, I believe, recovers for Michigan State. And they get a gain of about 3 yards to their respective schools. 2nd and 7. And carrying that time for Michigan State and not getting in. Again, it was Lorenzo Wright. Started at the line of scrimmage at the 7-yard line. Got close to the 5-yard line. We were the running backs. And Urema intended for his tight end, intercepted by Army. And Michigan State turns over the ball as Kermit McKelvey, the young man from Wichita, Kansas, a senior, pulls it out of the end zone, and Army bites the bullet for the second time.
Boy, your reception. And here it is, the roll out left. No play action. Defense knows it's a pass. Urema throws it, and there's McKelvey right there, stepping in front of Bell, gets the interception, brings it back to the 6-yard line. Army
zone around the 1-yard line. Rushes on, just got it away. Might have got a piece of it. Bounces around the Army 45, now into state territory. Getting the Cadets roll the way they want to see it, and down at the 43-yard line of Michigan State. And collected over 1,000 yards on that regular season. 1st and 10 now for Michigan State at the 38-yard line. Pitch to Lorenzo White, the freshman, trying to get outside. Army's attack on defense, that time led by tackle Jim Jennings. Spartans need about a couple of feet now for a first down, 3rd. And a couple of feet. White on a pitch, breaks the tackle, has the first down, getting across the 50-yard line, just barely into Army territory.
do it so quick.
Michigan State running right now into Army territory, 1st and 10. Little pitch to White. No go. Moving up quickly was their fine linebacker, Gentile, who makes the stop and a loss of a couple of yards.
You don't.
3rd and 13. Michigan State has picked up 76 yards in total offense, and White has 72 of those 76. 3rd and 13. Urema. A lot of pressure. Look out from behind. It's gone. Fumbled around. Army has recovered at the Michigan State 47-yard line. Gentile comes up with the ball. All total offense, 72 yards. How does that happen? Well, we got the slide rule out, and we'll check it for you. Black on the carry this time, 1st and 10 for Army, and Black pounding his way down close to the Spartans' 41-yard line. You know, there's been a lot of work in getting this Cherry Bowl a reality here for a national bowl, and the Ants. Sassaman on a keeper, trying to get outside. There goes his pitch to Jones. Jones has a first down right at the Michigan State 35-yard line. Terry Lewis driving him out of bounds.
Good.
Sassaman on the keeper. Found big hole. Good blocks. First down. 20-yard line of Michigan State. And finally brought down in there by Paul Bobbitt along with Lonnie Young.
And knocks down the safety who's coming up to save, to make the tackle on Sassaman. And then Sassaman just does his good job of running, and there's your face mask penalty. It's on Lonnie Young, number 36.
Going with only 2 defensive backs in there, 5 linebackers. At the 12-yard line, Sassaman trying to get outside. Pitch this time to Jones. Lewis drives him out of bounds, close to the first down at the Michigan State 5-yard line. He might be just shy. Again, no score. Army inches away from the first down to go into a 1st and goal, and just about 5 yards for a touchdown. Sassaman has the first down inside the 5, close to the 3-yard line. He's familiar, his father, Hank Bullock, for so many years, the former assistant coach with the Steelers in the National Association Football League. Touchdown, Army. Going straight in ahead. And once they smell the pay dirt inside the 5-yard line, as you mentioned, the wishbone, tough to take.
Clarence Jones gets the touchdown. This time it's a straight dive. Clarence Jones comes right up next to Sassaman. There's a lot of people outside expecting Sassaman to run that triple option. Fake to the fullback. Army crosses him up. Runs the straight dive with Clarence Jones. Michigan State wasn't ready, and Army's on the scoreboard first.
6 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the first half. The Cadets of Army 7. The Spartans of Michigan State awaiting the kickoff. No score. And a story on that scoring drive by Army for the first score of this ball game. 8 plays, covering 46 yards, taking only 2:51, just under 3 minutes to capitalize and make the score 7-0. Krozik, the punter for Army. Low drive this time, didn't quite get it up to Morris, and down at the 49-yard line. Bobbitt on the return, number 39 for Michigan State, and down close to his own 49-yard line. So 5.3. Spartans at their own 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Urema wanting to go to the air. Good protection this time. Down the sideline. Had a man open. Intercepted. Did he stay in bounds? He did. Army with great coverage that time. Picking off the ball was Doug Pavick over his shoulder at the 1-yard line. And part of it this afternoon. 3rd and 6. Sassaman wants to pass, and now he wants to run for daylight. Has the first down and runs out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. Army with a big break that time. First half of this first ever Cherry Bowl here in Pontiac, Michigan. So both teams leaving the field, and we have played 30 minutes here in the Cherry Bowl. With the score, the Cadets of Army 7, the Spartans of Michigan State nothing. Nice to have you along this afternoon.
Elias Brothers is introducing the new Super Big Boy. It's just like the regular Big Boy, only more than twice as much fresh ground beef. 2 quarter-pound patties cooked to order. The new Super Big Boy is so big. After all, it is a ½ pound of beef, so it's beefy. Try the new Super Big Boy. Twice as much fresh magic. And of course, it's twice... Oh, this is really big. It's too big. Help?
The new Super Big Boy. It's everything a big boy is, only bigger.
Contrary to popular opinion, the real office of the future won't just move information.
Ed, I just met with Bills.
It will move you.
They like
An office with nothing to tie you down, just something to keep you in touch. The Ameritech cellular car telephone.
X.
It turns an ordinary car into the real office of the future.
I'll let him know.
For as little as $49.99 a month. Call 1-800-MOBILE-1.
Hi, I'm George Perlis, and this is the nastiest team I know. Flab here would just love to be all over you.
Hi.
Bad nutrition will tempt you. And if you don't look out, stress will sneak right up. Regular exercise can help wipe out flab. Smart eating stops bad nutrition. And relaxation can take stress out of the game.
Oh, no.
Come on, stay well, just for the health of it.
A message for your better health.
Back at the Silverdome here in Pontiac, Michigan. Halftime, 7-0, Army on top. And it was really up and down and not too much offense in that first quarter.
That was the biggest surprise, Ray. I think the fact that we didn't see a lot of offense. We expected this game, at least I did, to be high scoring. Michigan State has gone for the big play. I think what surprised them most is that the Army secondary is quicker than they expected, and they've gotten to the football a lot better than the Michigan State offensive coaches, I think, have thought. In the meantime, Michigan State's defense has done an outstanding job against the wishbone. The wishbone's got about 1 block to get before they'll break one, and I think that that's what we'll look for in the second half.
Michigan State was knocking on the door. I mean, really knocking on the door inside the 10-yard line at the close of the first quarter. They had the ball at the 6-yard line to start the second quarter. They went for a pass. It was intercepted. And after that, Army took over, marched down the field, and before the second quarter was over, Army had the only touchdown of that ball game. It'd be a good time to see exactly what Sassaman called and what they did to get in for the 6 points.
Exactly, but Army made the break for themselves as they sacked Dave Urema and got a fumble inside the 50. And then Sassaman went to work. They got down to the goal line, crossed Michigan State up a little bit, ran a straight dive right here to Clarence Jones, and Clarence Jones piled over into the end zone. The thing there is offensive line blocking. They just pushed the Michigan State defensive line right back into the end zone, and Jones just followed him in. They're the only score of the game. I think we'll see a little bit more offense from Army in the sense that they're going to get that 1 block they need to get it outside and turn it upfield.
So the score right now, Army 7, Michigan State nothing, and we're not too far away from the kickoff of the second half. We'll be right back at the Silverdome, but first, these messages.
The second half of the inaugural Cherry Bowl is being brought to you by Buick. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? By General Motors Parts, home of Mr. Goodwrench. And by the General Motors Corporation. Extra time, extra effort, and attention to every detail. GM is committed to excellence.
Back at the Silverdome, and the Army team moving back to the field. Michigan State will be on the field, but here's the story in the first half.
Surprise there, I think, the fact that Michigan State just has 9 yards passing, 82 yards rushing. We expected that Army would rush the ball better. They have. But the key right here, turnovers. 3 turnovers for Michigan State, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble. The Army Cadets, of course, have turned it over once. That was on the pass interception. But really, Army defensively is surprising Michigan State, if you ask me. They're playing a lot better football than I think the Spartan offense expected them to play. On the other side of the football, the Michigan State defense doing an outstanding job against the wishbone. They're really not allowing them to possess the ball a long time and go the length of the field. It goes back to Lorenzo White on that pitch. Now, watch Michigan State. If they run that fullback, Keith Gates, in a little trap play up the middle, they get those linebackers thinking about outside. The inside should be open.
White, number 34, came into the ball game with a regular season average of 4.3 on the ground. This afternoon, he has picked up a total of 91 yards for the Spartans, but they trail 7-0. 2nd and 8. White again, this time on a pitch, and oh, as he greeted over there on the right side. Breaking in was Jim Jennings, who really planted the shoulder. Help from Gutierrez the end. So it's 3rd down and 10. Gates, the single back. Urema wants to pass and goes to his tight end blitz roll. They have the first down at the 38-yard line. The pass completed to Butch Rolla Jr. out of Hallandale, Florida.
Number 19, Silver, and you can see he's lined up outside and just cannot catch up with Roll as he rolls across the middle and gets a big first down for the Spartans as they convert on a 3rd.
1st and 10. Urema to try it in the air again, going deep over the middle. Intercepted. Or are they going to roll it down at the 35-yard line? And that was Doug Pavick. And if they give him credit, it'll be his 2nd interception.
They have given him credit for the interception, and the tight end roll is open. Urema lofts the ball up a little bit too high, maybe. Pavick reacts over from his safety position and gets the interception. Big play for the Army.
Army has it now at Buck Nystrom, the offensive line coach for Michigan State, who was going with his troops, saying, we got to make a few more adjustments, fellas. 2nd down and 7. Sassman on the keeper, shy of the first down by a couple of yards and hit
back. They can go either way, and their halfbacks block.
They are 3rd and 2. Sassman has the yardage for the first down. Tripped up there and down into Michigan State territory at the 44-yard line. Bobbitt might have been the fellow that tripped it.
You get outside, there's the block of Doug Black, number 32 on Terry Lewis. He springs him, and you see Sassman just get tripped up a little bit by John Jones, defensive lineman, but
at the Spartan 41-yard line, Army and Sassman leading the way. Their field general close to the first down. Lonnie Young moving up there, hitting him low, Bob a bit above, but he took a lot of hits. Tom Allen actually is the first fellow to hit him. With a yard to go. Sassman on the keeper. They had him back there, and he gets the first down. They had a shot at him. That was Kelly Quinn, who had gotten the backfield. Got his arms on him, but couldn't make the tackle.
I'll tell you, this youngster is some kind of football player. Kelly Quinn, here he is. He's got Sassman wrapped up. Black continues the block, which was the key. Quinn couldn't get the other arm free to get Sassman.
First down for Army. Sassman over with 100 yards now in this ball game on the ground. And nothing new for him. Here's Black, leading rusher for the year, straight ahead, showing lots of power that time. Across the 30-yard line and close down to the 26-yard line of Michigan State. It's 2nd down and 5 for Army. 27-yard line of Michigan State. Black with plenty of power that time, just diving over the guard position, getting 2 or 3 yards on that carry.
What has made them as good as they are today.
3rd and a long one. Sassman again going outside, bumped into his own man, did not get the first down. A little indecisive that time, and boy, you've got a fraction of a second to decide whether you're going to make the cut or go outside.
For the first down, he just wanted to get that first down yardage, and he didn't want to try to be fancy. He did get the first down by the length of the football, but he'd have made probably a little bit more yardage had he cut it back inside a little bit quicker.
In the first half, and that's the way the half ended, 7-0. Army has had the ball for most of this second half. Sassman cutting back in and dumped and shy of a first down. Season 15-17, and his field goal attempts his longest, 50 against the Air Force. He has the distance, and it is no good. From 32 yards out, Stopa has missed only his 3rd field goal effort of the 1984 football season. So we have 6:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's still Army 7, Spartans of Michigan State nothing. A scrimmage at the Spartans' 26-yard line. We're in the third quarter of the Cherry Bowl. And Urema trying to go to the air, does successful that time to his tight end, Butch Roll, for his third reception of the afternoon. He'll be shy of a first down by about 4 or 5 yards. Left, that wing back position with Morris on the wing on the left side. Gates, the fullback, on the carry. Goes nowhere. Was looking for some blocking. Just about got to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. And the Spartans faced with a fourth down and still 5 yards to go.
I think it's
closest man to the bottom of your screen. Ralph Mozinko, the punter and specialist, averaging over 55 yards with punts this afternoon. Drills another beautiful one. This one will bounce at the 1 and bounces around, doesn't go in, and down at the Army 1-yard line. So Michigan State bottling them up, and Moore coming in there. Tim Moore, the linebacker, and on the special teams, downs that ball just around the 1-yard line of Army. A timeout. Partisan Michigan State fans trying to interrupt that call that time. Could not do it. Hollingsworth, or rather Jones, on the carry that time. And Sassaman going outside and wrapped up there. Moving in quickly was a linebacker, Tom Tyree. 4th down and 5. Krawczyk kicking from his end zone. Partially blocked by the Spartans, bouncing around at the 20 and down by Michigan State. Winding up with the ball, Craig Smith, an outside linebacker, number 80. 7-0, Army on top for the third quarter with 1 minute and 48 seconds remaining. At the 26-yard line of Army, 1st and 10 for Michigan State. Young Greg Smith will remember that one, a freshman, as he came up with that block punt. White getting outside, finally driven out of bounds at the 20-yard line of Army. MVP will also receive a trophy for their effort. 3rd and 2 at the 18 of Army for Michigan State, facing 2 yards for a first down. Pitching going to White, trying to get outside, cuts back in, fumble. Army has recovered, and Jim Jennings, a tackle on top of that football.
I'll tell you what, Michigan State is just self-destructing on offense today. Off the block, then he just gets a hand on the ball and pops it free. Bounces right to Jennings. I'll tell you, this Army defense bends, Ray, but they don't break.
Sassaman calling the signals. And rolling to his left. Found a hole. Got good yardage that time across the 30-yard line.
We're worth it.
He picked up 9 yards on that carry, so make it 2nd and 1 at the 31-yard line of Army. And they have the first down. Doug Black, fullback, on the slant to his right side to the 35-yard line. Might have got to the 36. That was their success during the regular season, not coughing up that ball on a very difficult offense, the wishbone. That's the story of the third quarter, and it's the end of the third quarter. Army leading by a score of 7-0 over Michigan State. You're in the holiday spirit. Glad to have you along on Ms. Lou. We start the fourth quarter. Army in possession. And a pitch this time coming around as Black on the carry. Army leading 7-0. They move that ball close to the first down to the 45-yard line. Finally driven out of bounds by the strong side safety, Paul Bobbitt, with help from Joe Kern, the defensive tackle.
Nate's on it.
I told you Black on that carry. Give that last carry to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth on that last carry. That time going straight ahead, close to the first down. It'll be very close. Black on the carry, the fullback. Arch. Clinton Thompson, the head trainer for Michigan State, on the right of your screen. And we'll check that measurement right now. Army is short by just about a foot. On conversion, Sassaman needs about a foot for the first down. Fakes a handoff. Sassaman cutting back in. Should have that first down as he stretches out to get it at the bottom of the pile. Lonnie Young making a stop on him, as well as Tom Allen.
Once again, Sassaman knows he's got to get the first down. He sees just a little crease inside, takes a hit, continues the leg drive, falls forward.
On of the Cadets, leading 7-0. And we may be looking for a pass from Hollingsworth. Nobody covered. Now the left side of that field wide open, running for daylight. Will just about get back to the line of scrimmage as Tom Allen had him trapped over there on the right side. Bell at the 46 of Army. Black bulls his way across the midfield stripe into Spartan territory. Dave Wolf tackle on the right side, cutting them down over there. 3rd and 5 for the Army. And Sassman dumps it off this time for a first down to his halfback, Jarvis Hollingsworth. So the first time they've coughed that one up this afternoon on that little pass play.
This guy Sassman is cute. Look at him. He comes right down the line of scrimmage. He looks at Jones and says, nope, sorry. Then he comes up. He sees Hollingsworth just standing around after carrying out his fake, throws it to Hollingsworth, and he gets the first down. Injury to Michigan State as Thomas Tyree is down. But watch Anthony Bell, the linebacker. He's out there covering the pitchback, and Hollingsworth comes through after carrying out the fake.
Called Michigan State the quickest defense that he will face during the '84 season. Right now, the Spartans trail the Cadets 7-0, and you can attribute most of that to the running of a fellow by the name of Sassman, who carried on that last play, got close to 9 yards, finally wrapped up by Dave Wolf of Michigan State.
Michigan
Cadets of Army need a couple of yards for a first down. 2nd and 2. 8 on that last carry by Sassman. Out by himself, got the first down. All by himself that time, tripped up by Moore, the linebacker.
Anything he does is going well today.
2nd down and 8 for Army inside the 25 of Michigan State. Sassman to Hollingsworth. He's wrapped up in pretty good shape close to the 25. That was Young that came in there, Lonnie Young, who made the stop, a senior out of Mount Morris, Michigan.
And Ray,
3rd and 10.
The Navy's here. There's a guy from the Naval Academy who's got a Beat Army sign up there.
I'm trying to get out of the stadium afterwards. Straight ahead, still outside the 20-yard line, close to the 22.
And then sustains.
Stopa trying a 38-yard effort right now, distance-wise. He has it. It is good. So Stopa, who earlier had missed a 32-yard field goal effort, makes it on the 38-yard effort with 8:40 to go in the 4th quarter. And that means that Army leading Michigan State now. Army 10, Michigan State Spartans of Lansing, Michigan nothing. We'll be right back after a word from your local station. Down at 10, Michigan State. That's Morris in that wingback position, the fullback. And Urema completes it to Ingram, and Ingram with a first down at the Spartan 43-yard line. Reception this afternoon, Mark Ingram. Well, on that last drive, you talked about time-consuming time. Well, number of plays, 15 for Army. Total yards covered, 59. They capped it off with that 38-yard field goal by Stopa.
Gives Army a situation where Michigan State is forced to score twice now to take the lead.
Of course, the defensive back getting that angle wrapped up. Urema, 1st and 10, wants to pass again. Goes to his short man and completes it. Bobby Morse, the fullback, making the reception and getting into Army territory close to the 47.
Well, this is the kind of offense you'd think Michigan State would be running a little bit more often during the day. Army.
Wazinski and Ingram are the wideouts this time for Urema. And he goes to his tight end that time and connects with Butch Roll, a junior out of Hollandale, Florida. Roll making his 3rd reception of the afternoon. 1st and 10 at the Army 35 for Roll. That was his 4th reception of the afternoon. Urema getting some pretty good protection. Over the middle, juggled and out of bounds. Did he have possession when he stepped out? He did. Again, it was Butch Roll, a tight end, with his 5th reception, first down, Michigan State. Inside the 25-yard line, just about the 25 of Army. Urema calling the signals. Pitch going to Gates, the fullback, just about to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Audible, this time by Urema. 2nd and 11. And takes a pounding from the left side. A flag goes down. He took a quick look to his fullback Morris on the right side, decided he couldn't pump it off to him, and took the pounding. Carried by Urema. So it'll go down now as 2nd and 11 for Michigan State. Plus they'll nail down a little bit of a penalty against the green and white. We'll wait and see what it is.
Holding on the offense. 2nd down.
Michigan. Spartans, long yardage, 2nd down. Need about 25 for the first down. Urema, there's no pocket. It's gone. Jennings leading the way for Army. So Michigan State now 3rd down and 39 for a first down. This time Urema, plenty of time, going deep. Great catch, Wazinski. Did he stay in bounds? They ruled no. Taken out and out of bounds. Risco holding. Flag goes down. Too much time. Has the distance. It is good, but a flag went down. Michigan State may have used too much time delay of game. They call for that.
Unbelievable. Mosienko hits the 60-yarder. He got it over, and then they delayed the game because of too much time. The 30-second clock, 25-second clock rather, had run out, but Mosienko went ahead. The whistle sounded before the snap. Mosienko went with the kick anyway, and by golly, he nailed it. He got it through. It just clears the crossbar. Here's the call.
Gonna try it again. Puts his foot into it. He will be short.
Oh, my.
And again, Army has come out of this one unscathed. 5:18 to go in the ball game. Army leading by a score of 10-0 over Michigan State.
Ray, unbelievable turn of events, because now Army gets great field position at the 48-yard line.
Long count this time by Sassaman. He gives it to Black, his fullback, and dumped right at the 50-yard line. Loose ball. Michigan State has recovered at the midfield side.
One of the second guessing away from what George Perlis might have to do had that field goal decision from 65 yards had the Army gone in and possessed the ball. But Black's fumble, recovered by Michigan State, now gives the Spartans back the ball in good field position.
Hanging around to see if the Spartans could get on the board. Urema wrapped up. A flag went down just about the time the ball was snapped, right at the line of scrimmage.
It's over.
Illegal motion on the offense. Decline. Second down.
4:54 remaining in the game. Army on top. Urema finds Wazinski open, hits him over the middle, and is brought down close to the 35-yard line. They'll mark it at the 36 of Army, ruling that his knee had hit the turf. Gates, the lone running back. Urema with plenty of time this time, and going deep. Wazinski, touchdown, Michigan State.
The key of the thing is that Washinsky adjusted to the ball. Urema actually underthrew Washinsky, and the defensive backs ran right by him. Pavic goes back. He's by him. He was waiting for the interception, and Washinsky, all he did was he kind of adjusted back to the ball, caught it about the 1-yard line, and went into the end zone. Watch him adjust back. Watch him stop right here. Now Buckner runs by him, and so does Pavic. Washinsky backs into the end zone, and smart on Michigan State's part at that point, because they saw McKelvey get hurt. They go to the new man in the secondary, Matt Buckner.
Gates, along with Butler, the running backs. Urema firing incomplete. Trying to go that time to his fullback, Keith Gates. No.
On offense to control the ball.
Sassaman trying to get outside. Hollingsworth almost wrapped up, breaks a couple of tackles, and really gets some valuable yardage out when the Spartans had him 2 or 3 yards nailed back there. He eluded those would-be tacklers. Captain. Third down and a long 5. Sassman, the pitch to Jones. Hit there by Shane Bulla, driving him shy of the first down by 5 yards. On this initial Cherry Bowl, over 70,000 on hand at Pontiac Silverdome. Urema fighting for his life, completes it to his fullback. Gates breaks a tackle, struggles to the 39-yard line of the Spartans, shy of a first down by 3 yards. White, the lone back, in the wing is Morris. Urema wants to pass, going over the middle, broken up, intended for the wide receiver, the tight end rather, Butch Roll, and broken up by Bob Silver. For the Spartans, 4th and 3. 4th and 3. Urema sideline broken up, intended for Roll. Again, Silver, the same man that broke up the last play, got his hand and flicked the ball away. And Army, with 1 minute and 17 seconds, will take over in Michigan State's territory.
Boy, you got to give Rob Silver a lot of credit. They came back with the same play again. They just wanted to get the ball over first down yardage and get the first down. Silver on roll, man-to-man. He waits till the ball gets there. Watch him dive. There it is, right in front. No interference. Great defensive secondary play.
The Corps Cadets are really ecstatic over there right now. George Perlis chewing that gum and wondering, well, does he second-guess himself? His ball club trailing right now by a score of 10-6. Army with 1 minute and 17 seconds remaining. Sassaman. Game Army 10, Michigan State 6. And a 3rd and 5, Sassaman the quarterback. On the pitch to Jones. That should be it, as Army has the first down easily down to the Michigan State 25-yard line. Thank you very much for joining us for our first annual Cherry Bowl from Pontiac, Michigan, on the Mizzlou Television Network. Hope you enjoyed it. The final score, Army 10, Michigan State 6. Speaking for Jim Brandstetter, Ray Lane saying so long, everybody.